The challenging territory. Today, I'm coming back to Undercards. Now, it's kind of, you might be surprised when I say that I haven't been playing Integrity that much. It's just, Integrity kind of interests me because it's clearly kind of like the worst ability. Like, his ability to just, earn a maximum of 2 extra gold every turn, and that's if you spent 10 gold last turn. If you spend 5, you get 1 extra gold. If you don't do either of those, then his ability is useless. That ability is pretty weak, and yet he seems to do quite well. Like, playing Integrity does seem to work. And I see a lot of high level players play him, so I'm not really sure why he works. He just kind of does. He's definitely not the best. I think Kindness might just still be the best. Like, I haven't seen Kindness much recently, but the decks that have really been beating me have been the decks that run him. Because that's just the ability to be able to heal yourself so fast and heal your monsters is crazy. So yeah, I've mainly been messing around with a mill deck. For the longest time, this is a bravery deck, using assaults to keep ahead of your opponent by having like more cards in your deck. But it turns out that was completely unnecessary. The rest of like Bravery's ability was never useful in a mill deck, and I was kind of expecting that to be a problem. But I thought that his abilities would be useful enough that it'd still be a good idea to run Bravery. But I ended up only using Assault and no other of Bravery's abilities. I tried a little bit with the give +2/3 attack ability, but that was not actually that powerful in that deck. So, one time I redesigned the deck and I accidentally, just kind of accidentally didn't put in Assault, literally the only reason that I was playing Bravery. And it turns out that I was still winning without Assault, and then I realised like 5 games later, oh wait, where's Assault? May as well try it with someone else. So the main people I've been trying it with have been Determination and Integrity. And Determination seems to be the best if you're just looking for results. But I'm going with Integrity now just because I think that shows, like, the deck in action actually milling. Like, to be honest, playing it with Determination doesn't do a whole lot of milling. It does still do it, obviously. It's a mill deck, but it's just good because Determination's good. It's just for the extra 15 hell, and also because you can use the will to fight to put a couple extras in your deck. But yeah, anyway, the point is, right, if you have the Mines legendary artifact, you have a big advantage, because the problem is, if you're going to do the traditional kind of mill where you actually get them through their whole deck, that only works against really slow decks, or if you get a really, really good hand to control them with. And I've tried, and I can do it. I can make a super controlling mill deck, but it is just like way easier to just run Mines instead of Copycat and Preservance. You know, the one that stops you from drawing a card if you have a full hand. Which, by the way, if you don't have Mines and you're not going to buy it, that is the combination of artifacts I recommend using otherwise. But yeah, you can do it like that, but I think it's just better to do it with Mines, because usually the Mines will kill them way faster than the milling will. But it is very, very satisfying to mill them. So yeah, basically, you try to mill them down by using Manticores to make them draw 2 cards when they're not expecting it. If they start catching on to the fact that you're trying to mill them, they might try and dump all their cards as fast as possible, which will be falling right into your trap, because you can play River Person and they can draw more cards than you. If you have like 6 cards and they have like 4 because they just spent a whole bunch of them, you can play this and you'll draw 1, but they'll draw 2. So then they'll be 1 ahead of you on their way to fatigue. And originally, I wasn't running any ways to bounce cards back into their hand, because really, I just thought we tried to get them to the bottom of the deck. But it seems like just burning the cards and getting to the Mines is more important than getting them to the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, I started running 2 Endogamies. I don't run a third one just because 7 and 8 are pretty expensive costs, and a lot of the things that you're after are at the 7 or 8 cost slot. Also, I am still running Shambling Mass, even though I don't usually get them to the bottom of the deck, just because a 6/6/6 that deals damage to your opponent's face is actually pretty powerful. Like, there aren't that many cards in Undercards now, like I've stopped to look at it, that are just good tempo cards, which is probably why it's a game where legendaries are just everywhere, as well as the fact that they're so accessible. I mean, I have almost every legendary at this point. The only legendary... In fact, no, there are no legendaries in the game that I've never had at one point. The only ones I don't have are the Metaton ones, and I used to have those. So yeah. I scrapped them because they weren't that good. That's how this deck works. Just checking, there's nothing else I forgot. Oh yeah, Trader Temi is in this deck. It's a bit of an arguable choice, but I chose Trader Temi. Oh wow, that was fast. Because although it will fill up my hand, I don't have that many integrity spells since I basically never play him. So it'd be nice to just get some more. But it's still a bit of a questionable choice. It's like a card I've only just got. I know a lot of people run it, I just never got it. Oh. I haven't seen anyone play that card yet, but it looks alright. It's like the dirty rat of this game, I suppose. Do we break time this? No, this makes a good trade. Yes, he could now put a spell on this to give it extra health, but if he is, he's using cards in his hand and gold, and then we can just put this back into our hand and troll him. Oh, we can just kill it like that. We're running the Dimensional Box Break Time combo, because I run that in every Integrity deck. Now, Gaster is a really important inclusion in this deck, because Gaster, despite just being a good card anyway, that I'd probably run anyway, is also the only thing you really need to get ahead of them if it ever gets to the point where you can actually get them into the actual fatigue. Because, oh, these are both kind of cards I don't want to put down. Start damaging him. But yeah, if you want to get... Oh, you only need to be 1 or 2 cards ahead of him for you to usually win if you get them through their whole deck. And Gaster can usually get you more than 1 or 2 cards ahead. Oh, I'm not going to kill that. I mean, thanks. It might be a bit of a waste of Dimensional Box, but there are a lot in the deck, so I think it's fine. But yeah, seriously though, look, already we're 2 cards ahead, and next turn we'll be 3 cards ahead, and really, at 3 cards ahead, you're basically safe. Unless you start drawing loads of cards more, then you're safe. Well, we've got a pretty threatening board already. He's dumping his hand really fast. A lot of people in Undercards tend to save up a lot of their cards. Ooh. This card, I've seen this quite a few times, and I'm still not sure if it's good. It looks fun. It might be a good idea just because it makes the casual undying damage a lot more effective in terms of just being a burst damage kind of source. Dog and me. Seems like a weird card to run. Ooh. Wait, can we be smart about this? Kind of. We'll make him draw a card with River Person, and then we'll make a copy of River Person, so we can do it more later. Is he just going to keep going face? It might actually win him the game, but he's still 7 points off, and I'll have a lot more defensive stuff once I start getting this stuff off the board. Oh, he's just going face, is he? Right, okay. Guess we will start wiping stuff from his board then. We still have a full board though, so we're not too worried. We can just be more aggressive back. I don't know what this guy's doing being so... Oh, they're a level 15. Whoops, this might have been a bit mean. Oh, does he actually have the burst damage? If he's running Shambling Mass, he might actually have, Oh, no. If he's going to play that, no, he doesn't. Wait, why am I running Investment in this deck? Oh, it's a Trader Terror. You gave it to me. I was about to say, Investment was a card I was considering running in this deck. Wait, I thought he had 8 health. Oh, whatever. Investment was a card that I considered running in this deck because it's a strong integrity card, but I didn't because it would get me through my deck faster, which is not what you want to do unless your Gaster survives for ages. And that's kind of a coin flip to me. Like, half the time it survives the entire game, and half the time it survives, 2 turns. So, if it only survived, 2 turns, we would have been screwed there. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to start doing one on the Determination version now.